Morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Steve. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Cool.
Well, we
Switched
started.
hotels, so just making sure my audio and everything's set up.
Cool. Sounds good.
Awesome.
So we started here in a few minutes, guys. Then I'm gonna go make another coffee, so I'll be right back.
Awesome. So, guys, what's up, Andrew? So I had a pretty awesome time hanging out with a member. I'll post the pictures here in Tokyo earlier. Echo. What's up, Echo? Yeah, so we had I know we're in Tokyo and it sounds kind of strange, but we had fondue because I think we've all eaten a lot of Asian food for a while. So we found a really good fondue place. And yeah, I think we had a lot of fun. Had some fondue and grabbed a beer after. Yeah, tons of fun. I strongly recommend. Yeah, creme brulee. Can't forget the creme brulee. That was awesome. So yeah, I strongly recommend you guys use the members map. And yeah, if you're ever traveling, or if not, just see who's nearby and reach out to them by DM and hang out, or plan a meetup in the meetups channel. Here is the members map. Make sure to add your info on there. And here's the meetup channel. It's really awesome hanging out with members. And I definitely recommend you guys give it a shot. And I think this weekend there's a couple other members here that I'll try to hang out with as well. What's up, Eugene? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Daniel, your favorite? Oh, creme brulee or fondue? I didn't really try fondue before I hung out with a different member a couple years ago in Switzerland, and fondue in Switzerland is really amazing. Creme brulee, yeah, creme brulee is pretty good. Have you ever tried Bananas Foster's, which is kind of similar, but they put a liqueur on it, and it's really amazing too. I love creme brulee. I love both. Yes. Yeah, fondue, you got to be careful. We like it, Toops. It's been good. And there's a big variety of food here. Can't quite get California rolls, which is kind of funny. You can't get like the rolls. They mainly do like sashimi from what we notice. But yeah, we did like shabu shabu. We did all the basic stuff. Andrew's like, why are you trying to get California rolls? Yeah, I know what you're going to say, Andrew. But it's funny, they don't really do much of rolls like at all. It's mainly sashimi. Omakase. No, haven't tried that yet, Javian. We do hot pot a lot, Javier. Sounds funny. I know we're in Japan, but we've been here a couple months, so we gotta like, you know.
I'm back.
Yo,
Sorry that took so long.
it's all good.
Okay, let's just get started then. Let's see, 1 second. Let me see. All right, good morning everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We use the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. The way that we structure live trading is very simple. We talk about what's working in the market, what's not working in the market. We build the watch list live and we trade the watch list live. So yesterday was a pretty solid day for me. I ended up making $4,100 on, what was it, GLYC or something like
GLMD.
Oh wow, it went down to $1, dude. Oh, why did I even look? Oh shit. Okay, so
I just saw that now too. I didn't see that. That's pretty
God,
crazy.
I know you guys are killing it. Fuck. So GLMD, as you guys know, what I did is I had a pre-market trade on it, but I ended up kind of just freaking myself out a little bit. I felt like I had a lot of FOMO, and I really just didn't want to be involved in a stock pre-market. I find that I have the most edge trading at the market open, and I get tempted, I get FOMO. So when I got FOMO and started trading GLMD yesterday, I was like, you know what, man, let me just get out of this thing and let me wait for the open. I'm obviously better at the open and take it from there. So I was battling with the stock pre-market just to be break even. And then lo and behold, the moment the market opened, I shorted 260, I added 250, and I got out at 220 in 6 minutes. You know, and then the stock proceeded to just collapse totally. So for a lot of new traders, for a lot of new people that are in MIC that don't know about us, I think what really separates us is our stock selection. Knowing what stocks to trade and knowing what stocks to avoid. It's like I always use the same analogy, and you know, I know you guys are getting sick of it, but you know, Bao is very good with Asian women. Whatever he says to these Asian girls, they eat it right up. If he says that thing to like a white girl or a Middle Eastern girl, he's gonna get punched in the face. So it's the same.
Man.
Yeah. so or definitely a man. And a man, he's probably not gonna wake up tomorrow. But the whole thing is, you could have the best strategy in the world, but if you're using it on the wrong stocks, it's not gonna work, right? So oftentimes, a lot of people, they have a strategy, they have this, they have that, but then they start using it on options. They start using it trading oil and gold, right? But that strategy is not coherent for that type of stock or that type of entity or that type of commodity. So when you see the Alex indicator going off, when you see these stocks continuing to tank and tank and tank and tank, what that means is our stock selection is correct. You know, if we're doing everything right, these stocks should go lower. If we're doing everything right, they should collapse, right? So whenever I see a stock like GLMD that we trade and that we make thousands of dollars on, that continues to go down lower, I mean, shit, had I just hit my head and fallen asleep, I would have made 15 grand, right? So that's, I think, what's really, really important about all this stuff, guys, is I think what's really, really important is understanding the stock selection. So I think that's kind of one of my talents as a trader, is narrowing down what stocks to trade and what stocks to avoid. The way I learned that is after 11 years of getting my ass kicked, I finally learned what stocks are good and what stocks are bad. And that's what I try to do every single day on the watch list. So the watch list is my way of narrowing down stocks. The watch list is my way of stock selection, right? There's 8,000 stocks moving every single day. I just need to pick the top 2 or 3 stocks that fit my criteria that I'm looking for every single day, and the rest is history. So coming into today, same process as always. I'm going to be looking at the previous day's watch list and then building from there. So let's start. So let's go to the previous day's watches. Omex. This Omex is still not kind of coming back. You can see that yesterday, this Omex ended up breaking out over the previous day's high today. Kind of came back, sat back down. So if you really, really wanted, you could short a bounce, but I don't really like this stock. SSR is on. It's a $1 stock. I'm not really good at the $1 stocks. So why don't I just stay in my lane and try to take it from there. So for me, Omex is going to be disqualified simply because it's just too trappy. CEP, a lot of people keep asking about this. I would just kind of, once again, wait until it breaks under 28. So CEP, wait until it breaks under 28 support and then short bounces. GLMD, I think this trade is over. It's already kind of come back to where it started. So you can see, guys, the move started at $1.60. It went up to $3.30, and within 1 day, it's back down to $1.60. This is the perfect type of stocks that we're looking for. But as it kind of comes back to where it started, there's no real opportunity on that anymore. So I'm not really interested. INEO, dollar stock, all the way back down. Nothing really there. IVF, all the way back down. Nothing there. SNTI, all the way back down. Nothing there. SPCV, all the way back down. Nothing there. MLGO, I'm actually really frustrated about this one. If you guys remember, I mentioned yesterday that if it breaks under the 990 support, it's probably broken. You guys remember that? And it broke under that support, kind of came back down, retested it, and literally never came back. Fucking crazy. So this thing just got absolutely decimated, absolutely annihilated, and oftentimes I'm so bad at MLGO. Every time it moves, I always screw it up. So the one time that I didn't trade it, obviously, it went straight down. So can you make an argument for a bounce short today? I mean, yeah, but it would need a bounce to like 9 or 10, something crazy. So MLGO, total unwind yesterday, would need a large bounce or 9 or 10 to short. So those are the stocks from yesterday. Now let's see what Tom has on his watch list today. WLDS. WLDS, I don't really see anything here. First initial move was up, came back down, consolidated. It's kind of right in the middle of the range, so nothing really exciting there. Stock is very beaten down, so it may have a high probability of bouncing, so nothing really there. LASE, no range, no volume, so nothing really there. OMH, same thing, kind of in the middle of the range. LFMD, easy to borrow. This may seem like a potential runner. It's kind of holding that VWAP. It's easy to borrow. So I could say that this LFMD, potential runner, that is easy to borrow. What else? Pony. I don't know what the hell this pony is. You know, it had 2 days green and then a big first red day, and now it's being green again. The volume is increasing, so not really sure on this. Let's see if we can find some fundamental information on it. 200 million float, $2 billion company. No, I mean, guys, we're not here to trade multi-billion-dollar companies. Our edge comes from the fact that we're trading these scam companies. So if it's not a scam company, you know, it's not really in our wheelhouse to start shorting multi-billion-dollar companies, you know? So what else, guys? Anything else on the radar? Looking like a dead slow day. WHLR, Wolf. So Wolf is just trending up, guys. So you see this thing, like that's something that maybe we should talk about, is when to trade a stock and when not to. What part of this Wolf looks broken, right? It does not look broken at all. It's actually strong. So that doesn't really fit my criteria for what I'm looking for. ABEO, all the way back down, lower than where the move started, so nothing really there. SOXL is a semiconductor ETF. So we're not billionaires, trillionaires trading these semiconductor ETFs. So I think that's it, guys. I think it's just a slow, dead day, which is totally fine. And maybe something else is going to pop up. So I post this watch list. And let me give Steven some time to go into his segments. But before I continue there, just want to remind everyone that I'm going to be formally posting the links to the private dinner for the Orlando boot camp and for the Universal 8-hour private tour. There are 9 spots available. 2 of the spots got taken yesterday, and we will not be adding more spots. So I haven't publicly posted it yet because I know that when I publicly post it, it'll probably get sold out. So if you're interested in coming to the private dinner at the event with me and Bao, send me a message. If you're interested in coming to the Universal private tour, send me a message. And keep in mind that these events, like the MIC Bootcamp, is 100% free, and we use the proceeds from the private dinner and the Universal tour to pay for the event. So, yeah, shoot me a DM if you're interested. There are 7 spots left. And Steven, I will pass over the baton to you, my friend. Go for it.
Sure thing. And yeah, on the private dinner and the theme park events, I would not wait on those because, like I said yesterday, I'm tempted to buy a couple myself. I mean, after spending the day at Universal yesterday and seeing those lines, I mean, this is pretty awesome. You get to hang out with Alex Bao, and you get to not wait in any lines. You get to just go do what you want, which is pretty cool. So anyways, yeah, definitely DM him quick because I don't think these are going to last. So yeah, yesterday, had a pretty standard trade, nothing too exciting. GLMD, I don't usually trade pre-market, but this time I did. I was risking previous high around 325. Never got there, gave us the wash. I covered out before the live trades, missed a little bit more there, but that's all right. Once the market opened, I wanted towards VWAP 3. Didn't get there, got a starter on, but once it started tanking, I started following through with the ads and I covered out. This thing, as you saw, it ended up tanking, but what can we do, right? I saw a lot of members nailed this one yesterday. Pretty easy trade, so glad to see you guys nailed this one. So I had a really nice chat the other day that I thought I would just share with you guys. We have a previous member named Arturs. He's a member that I was fortunate enough to hang out with actually for a couple weeks, a couple years ago in Latvia. Riga, which is the capital of Latvia. So we hung out, I don't know how many times, 3 or 4 times over a couple of weeks. We kind of made friends. Really great guy. He used to be a professional, actually at the time, he was a professional hockey player for the Latvian team. Really great guy. We had a lot of fun. And one thing that I remembered about his time in MIC and his trading is he was really dedicated, and he really brought, yeah, Latvia is a really great place. He really brought his kind of work ethic and discipline from being a professional athlete into his trading and mainly into his studying. I remember that he mentioned that he had, pretty much never really asked moderators questions. I'm not saying that's the way for everybody, but he really just watched videos. He watched every video that we had in the library at the time. He was a very avid watcher of Austin's webinars. Very active in main chat. If you guys remember him, his ID was Jackie Moon. I'm sure a lot of you guys that have been around a little while remember him. So anyways, I wanted to share what he's been doing and some of the advice that he has for members that are here, newer or struggling, or just in general. So he sent me this WhatsApp message, which kicked off the conversation. And he basically said, hey, Steve, I want to give you an update on how it's going. He's been working for a company for 6 months now. He's working for a trading firm in Europe. So he said when he came in, no one was trading small caps. He showed that he had an edge. And 4 out of 6 months, he's been the best trader in the company. And then he goes on to say that now everyone is learning from him how to trade small caps. And he wanted to thank myself and MIC, and a huge shout out to all the mods. Yeah, then we kind of chatted a little bit. He sent me a screenshot of his certificates. It's kind of hard to see in the screenshot, but he pretty much made between 25 to 40% profit on his account per month, which is pretty awesome. Consider, guys, that the market generally, the S&P generally gives 10.2% per year on average. So if you're making 40% of your account per month, that's, you know, pretty good numbers, right? Consistently, right? So then I went on to ask him, hey, do you mind if I share your story? And if so, asked him a couple questions, you know, what advice he would give to members here, what helped him the most, and pretty much for anything that he might think would be helpful to share with you guys. So I talked to him a little while this morning, and I got this info from him that I'll share. So I'll post it. Feel free to read it, and I will kind of go through it with you guys. So I kind of went through the backstory already, but pretty much he was here for about 3 years, and I kind of shared that he was with a trading firm for the last 6 months, and that he's making 25 to 40% generally profit per month. And he said that he's done that from what he's learned with MIC. So here's what Archer says helped him find consistency. Archer says there's no secret formula. It was just hard work and experience. Archer says, and Alex, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I'll share a story that he says he DM'd with you. He says that he DM'd Alex once, and Alex promised him if he stuck to working hard and educating himself with MIC, it will all work out, right? So then Archer goes on to say, well, he was right. His advice for
Go figure.
I don't know, do you remember that? I mean, I know you get a lot of DMs, Alex.
You know what it is, man? That's the advice that I give to a lot of people is like, I challenge them. And I say, if you're struggling, I have a challenge for you. I want you to stick to the watch list only for 1 month, watch 1 video a day, and if you do that for a month and you don't see a change, let me know and I'll find a way to help you. And almost often, one of 2 things happen. Either number 1, they do it and they become successful, or number 2, they don't do it and they quit.
Right. Yeah. And I always feel bad when I see them quit, like, especially when they, you know, they've been here a couple weeks or whatever, a couple months. I'm like, man, you could have just been right on the cusp of a breakthrough that would have changed your entire life forever. Yourself, your families, everything, but you quit, right? So great advice, and I'm really glad Archer took your challenge and he stuck with it. So what Archer says, pretty much his advice for new or struggling traders, he says, if you're struggling as a trader, yeah, exactly. I love that picture. He says, if you're struggling as a trader, that's a good sign. After a tough period in trading, you'll often level up. And his advice is to keep struggling, keep putting in time and educating yourself. And keep in mind, guys, Archer's was here before he had a chance. He was here, you know, a couple years ago, but he was here before we started doing the live trades. I mean, the live trades are a huge, huge shortcut. You guys are literally sitting behind a multi-million-dollar trader and hearing his thought process live, how he builds his watch list, what he's thinking. Every second of every trade, he's thinking out loud and sharing it with you guys. And you guys can ask questions and interact too, right? That's pretty amazing. So Archer's didn't even have that opportunity, right? So Archer's, and I remember this from Archer's, but he was big on Austin's webinars. He loved the webinars. He said he watched them all more than once. And I don't know if anybody has the video library handy, but feel free to post. You guys can just find all of our webinars in the webinar section on the right-hand side of the video library. I've always also been a huge fan of Austin's webinars. Those are really great. Then he says, everything you need to become successful is there. He says he also spent a lot of time watching our videos in the video library and following along in main chat. I remember he was really active in main chat. And just from the time that I hung out with him, he was always telling me that he had watched all the videos and he loved main chat. He was kind of quiet. He didn't ask too many questions, but he definitely read everything. And even if he didn't have time live to be in main chat, he would go through at the end of the day and then he would read all the lessons from Bao and all the other moderators. So that was, and I remember that about him when we hung out. Then he went on to say, if you're new or struggling, there's no secret in trading. It's just work. That's it. Time and work. That's it. So I think that's really good advice. And I think that's also advice that, you know, I certainly give, moderators give. And we also saw from the other two members that I highlighted in the last couple of weeks, Kern and Tom, who pretty much gave pretty similar advice. A lot of guys come in looking for like secret indicators and this and that. I know Andrew's got the Alex Indicator channel going, you know, which maybe he is making a killing in there. I don't know, but generally there's no shortcut. You guys need to put in a little bit of work, dedicate some time to this. And as Archers and all the members say, don't give up. If things are looking tough, you got to just put in the hard work, stick to it. We have plenty of resources to help you guys. Besides the live trades, you can ask questions anytime or request a moderator, mentor, phone call in the new members mentoring channel, or if you're platinum, in the platinum mentoring channel. And we have 25 plus moderators here for you guys. So great advice. I hope you guys follow it. And yeah, that's it from me. I'll hand it back over, Alex.
Cool, thanks, Steve. And as everyone knows, we do live trading every single day for MIC members. This YouTube live stream is just to give you guys a look into what we do. We run it from 9 a.m. to 9:29 a.m. We build a watch list, and then at 9:30 we cut it off and reserve that for MIC members. So if you're interested in watching the full live stream where we start live trading in the next 5 minutes, Steven, how can they contact you?
Sure thing. So I can be reached at StevenRH1@myinvestingclub.com. Feel free to reach out if you guys have any questions, want to join or anything trader related. Just feel free to shoot me an email and I'll be happy to help you guys out.
Cool. I guess with that being said, we will wrap up the YouTube live stream here and get started live trading in the next few minutes.
Great. See you guys.